This is a poem about a British singer who you've probably never heard of. He's quite famous in England. His name is Nick Drake. He's dead. Died in 1974. It seemed his work was utterly unique until it was noticed that it resembled work by his mother. And his mother had never presented her songs publicly. At his death, he was convinced he was a total failure. But his reputation grew, and his work is now seen as highly significant, even a comfort to those who, like Drake, suffer from severe depression. The poem is about him and his mother. It's called Nick and Molly. The incredible sadness of their lives. This mother-son duo, talent ringing out of them like air.
Living grows round us like a skin to shut away the outer desolation. In death they grow together as their ashes mingle. That's very good, says the husband, as the piano notes fade. Everyone says I'm a genius. Why do my records not sell? Why do I have no money? In death, everything came to them. In death, everything was perfect.
Perfect was everything. Death in them too came everything. Death in money. No, have I? Do? Why? Sell not? Records my due? Why? Genius, A. I'm, says everyone. Fade notes, piano. The A's husband, he says, good, very, that's mingle ashes there as together grow they in death. Desolation, outer, the away, shut to, skin, A, like us, round grows living air like them, of outringing talent, duo, son, mother, this lives there of sadness, incredible, thief, perfect was everything.
The incredible sadness of their lives.
Death in them too came everything.
This mother-son duo.
Death in money. No, have I? Do? Who?
Talent ringing out of the like air.
Still not. Sell. Records my due. Why?
Living grows round us like a skin.
Genius, eh? I'm, says everyone. Fade notes, piano.
To shut away the outer desolation.
The A's husband, he says, good, very, that's
In death.
mingle ashes there as
They grow together as their ashes mingle.
together grow they in death.
That's very good, says the husband as the piano notes fade.
Desolation, outer, the away, shut to.
Everyone says I'm a genius. Why do my records not sell? Why do I have no money?
Skin, A, like us, round grows living air like them, of outringing talent.
In death.
Duo, son, mother, this.
Everything came to them in death.
Lives there of sadness, incredible.
Everything was perfect.
Many of you probably know that Allen Ginsberg saw Walt Whitman at the supermarket. This is a poem about someone seeing Allen Ginsberg at the mall. Ginsberg at the mall. I saw him first eyeing me from Radio Shack, pretending to look over electronic equipment, but really wondering what hot stuff he might want. Since dying, he'd become a chicken hawk. At the DVD store, I accidentally brushed against him. He was surprisingly solid. Excuse me, Mr. Ginsberg, I said. I thought you were dead. Young man, he answered, I am dead. And then he laughed a big laugh. You expect me to haunt supermarkets or bookstores? I try to keep in style. What's a nice poetic young man like you with a copy of On the Road in his pocket doing in a place like this? Wanna see me change? What I had seen was the old Ginsberg of the 90s, hunched over, professorial, and with that funny squint in his his eye. Suddenly, he was hippie Ginsberg of the 60s, loud, funny, dominant, bearded. He began to sing, badly, deaf and not change that, until I was afraid that people would notice us. But actually, no one turned around. It was as if we couldn't be heard by anyone. Hare Krishna, said Ginsberg. How about it, kid? Want to get laid? You look a little like Neil Cassidy, or at least some of you looks like some of him. How about it? You want to have sex? I don't think so, Mr. Ginsberg. I've never had sex with a ghost. Nothing to it, he answered. And suddenly my clothes were off, and I had an erection, and I was coming as I'd never come before. Ginsberg hadn't touched me, and he was still standing there, fully clothed, laughing. How did you do that? I said. It's just a trick we ghosts have. Pleasure is heaven, heaven is pleasure. You get me? The Beat Generation Kerouac said, that was just a bunch of guys trying to get laid. In heaven, we do it all the time. You're in heaven? Well, I'm somewhere and I call it heaven. Even the CIA is there, and all the people they killed. They all get on pretty well together. Suddenly, he was Professor Ginsberg again. Same multiple identity, he said, as he vanished into air, into thin air. In my hand was a book whose title was The Posthumous Writings of Allen Ginsberg. But as I tried to open the book, its pages withered and vanished. You'll have to wait for that volume, said Allen's voice, and he laughed again. Wouldn't you like to have that book? You'll have to write it yourself. Courage, teacher, old poet. Have you become an owl of wisdom, a hawk of power, a swan of beauty, a sunflower, a leaf, a bit of sunlight, a worm burrowing the earth? Have you become immortal?
All lives are deceptions.
Of ourselves, of others.
The only joy is to break through
In what may be itself a deception.
to an illusory sense of the real.
Patterns repeat.
The only joy is always
And never anything other than now, this sudden, illuminating, vanishing, flourishing, empowering, fructifying moment is the only joy.
the only time when we can stand clear of error.
Or believe we do.
And it is open to anyone, no matter what, his, her circumstances.
It is to experience ourselves not as suffering,
Complaining,
miserable,
happy,
satisfied,
dissatisfied,
terrified creatures, but as in the root sense, beings.
This moment is nothing less than the heart of joy and can occur even in the acutest of suffering.
All life, said the Buddha, is suffering, except for this.
Except for this.
Thank you. That was Ginsberg.